Thanks for joining me on the show. Analysts have called on state security to clamp down speedily on perpetrators of violence ahead of December elections. 24 hours after a member of parliament for Dodo was assaulted, some experts speaking on the AM show were worried it looks like lessons have not been learned from the Ayawaso West Bogan by-election violence. Adam Bona is a security consultant.
The intelligence set up in this country largely is inactive, except to say that somehow you still have the defense intelligence set up working. But when you talk about the national security, for me, I have, over the period spoken and said that the national security seems to be sleeping. And once you have a sleepy national security, chances are that maybe Kaswa, you can go to other flashpoints in this country. If you ask the national security, how much information have you picked up leading to the general elections, the parliamentary and the presidential elections in December 7th? I'll tell you that they would not have any information. But let me also put on here that you go to most of these districts and we have BNI officers who are there. Chances are that these people would put up a report, send this report to whoever is supposed to be collating, putting this report together and decoding them, and they sleep on it, or they don't even see the report. And so, Roland, that is where we find ourselves. And so, instead of being proactive, ensuring that hoodlums such as those who would take the laws into their own hands, going into elections or electoral violence are punished. Usually, just like Dr. Sante did put out and my good friend Sheikh said, these people go scot-free. Nobody punishes them. You can go back to Ayawaso's Wagon white paper and, report and the subsequent white paper. And I say that when these things happen and people seem to have been shielded, then chances are that those who are watching seems to believe that so long as I'm carrying a particular party or a party ID card and I'm known as a party follower.
Well, on his part, Sheikh Aremea Shaibu of Kadeo said intensive education needs to be conducted ahead of the polls in December. His appeal was also backed by Dr. Kwame Asante of the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana.
We need to be given to do a lot of work, especially on the mindset of political actors, so that all political actors on the political debate must reject the mentality and the mindset of violence as a means of obtaining political power. It is important that we really get that. The preamble to the UNESCO Constitution, as I read somewhere, says that since war begins in the minds of men, it is in the mind of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed. And so, therefore, a certain long-term work needs to be done on the mindset of the ordinary Ghanaian, so that that inherent violence inside us can be transformed into more positive element that will promote our democracy. And I think on that score, we have not done so much. And this is a complete reflection of what we are seeing. And as the election approaches, we are now on tenterhooks. We just have to now be more active. Let the peaceful ones occupy the center stage and really name and shame anyone who engages in it. I expect the police to expedite their investigation and really bring to book, by way of prosecution, anyone who was found guilty.
They need to go to the table, have a dialogue. That is what I was saying, that you need, in countries such as Cambodia and all that, they have ethics, election ethics that people go sign to it, and they review them from time to time, weekly or half a week and all that, so that any other problem that will come out within this time, they are able to address it. My colleague Bona also said about the involvement of traditional people in such a process. It's very good. It's not late. They can still begin to look at that and then implement it effectively. They should also make sure that the political education goes on effectively. you are not looking for power to destroy your society, and that there is the need for all the political actors to be able to have a certain sense of direction, that all that you want to do is look for power in a peaceful manner. And then the voters also have a responsibility to reject people who are violent. That is the way forward. Reject those who are violent, and next time it will serve as deterrent of those who want to plunge the area into chaos.